What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? What is going on? What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? Ah, okay, 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 okay. What's the business? What's the business? Yo! Hey, man, I gave out a lot of bets. I counted them yesterday. If I ain't mistaken, it was 15 to 16, man. 15 to 16 probably hit, man. I did hit a hit parlay and stuff like that. Couple battered parlays and stuff. Nothing spectacular. Um, I I don't know, man. I don't know. Let me see how many people I got in here right now before I say this and see what's going on. Before I say this, what's up, Pat? Good morning, my guy. Yes, sir. What's up, Jacory? What's up, Jacory? What's up, Jacory? How you doing? How you doing? I'm trying to have these lives every day around 10 a.m. So I went over a little bit right now, but it is what it is. Bats were off the chain yesterday. Bats were off the chain yesterday. The ones I gave out. And I baseline look at it for a hit, right? So I know. Wait, let me see. 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 That's what it is. I'm gonna let some more people get in here. I'm gonna let some more people get in here, man. I'm gonna let some more people get in here. Um, let some more people get in here. Um. Meanwhile, let me see if I can set something up real quick so I can try to just line these bats up just like this as we go. Cause I mean, it's a lot of good pitching spots today. Uh, I didn't set any pitchers to the side. I think it's a lot of good pitcher spots today. Guys can just take what you want. You know what I'm saying? Um, Bat's pretty, been doing pretty well lately. Um, what's he say? Tiffany talking about she missed the live. Girl, I'm live now. Bring your tail. Corey, what's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? I did not check my YouTube thumbnail. I didn't even change my shit, I don't think. It is what it is though. Yeah, so get a couple people in here, a couple more people in here, a couple more people in here. But it is what it is, right? So, like I was saying, the bats been doing pretty good. Bats been doing pretty good for a lot of people across the industry, not just me, not just us. And like I said, I do like baseline hits runs and RBIs. I do love that. You know what I'm saying? And days, okay, I see. That's what I was telling the Tiffany. I said, bring your tail. No, though, I do bet a ton of hits, runs, and RBIs, man, stuff like that, right? But at the end of the day, for my people out there betting home runs, man, you gotta take the total basis, man. You gotta take the total basis. Today is Dinga Tuesday. Okay, I get that, right? But and then make sure you live bet some of those total bases and stuff like that, right? Um, Salute, Flashpoint. What's happening? Yep. So total bases is major key, man. You know, for instance, like let's see, we go over here to battle props. If you're on FanDuel is a nice little ladder slate. I mean, ladder site, right? So from right off the back, they let you go to 5 total bases, like right through the door. They let you go up to 5 total bases. You know what I'm saying? Total bases is important because I see a lot of people do this all the time. They go up there and they hit those home run. They make those home run parlays, which is fine and dandy. But when you take a person for a home run, yeah, look at Tiffany. It's nice outside. Can we get some dingers? Yeah, we're gonna get to it. But when you take a person for a home run, they in a really good spot, right? They're in a really good spot. So a lot of times when a batter is in a really good spot, they go out there and hit everything but a home run, right? And those are total bases. 2 doubles, that's 4 total bases. You go 9 times out of 10, if a batter gets 3 hits, 9 times out of 10 it's going to at least be 4 total bases. It could be 3 singles if you're somebody like a Reyes, right? But that's all I'm trying to say. I seen a guy yesterday. He had a 3-leg home run parlay. He hit 2 home runs, and then the last leg, the buddy Benson. Y'all, when I bet on Benson, you know what I'm saying. And yesterday, the last leg was Benson. Benson goes berserk for like at least 4 bases, but didn't hit the home run. Right? It's heartbreaking. It's heartbreaking. You know what I'm saying? It's heartbreaking. So, total bases, and then you can round robin these motherfuckers up. All that. I would stick to total bases, man. You know what I'm saying? A home run is 4 total bases, right? Home run is 4 total bases. A home run parlay is extremely hard to hit. You're gonna hit some, but it's extremely hard to hit. You know what I'm saying? But when you're picking these batters, when you take a home run prop, you're taking a home run for a batter that's in the best possible spot. Now, for my people that's on those DFS sites and stuff like that, you can get on Sleeper, right? Sleeper is as close to a book that you're going to get for these DFS sites, right? Sleeper don't have fancy score. One thing I was peeped out of Sleeper yesterday was they let you ladder hits, runs, and RBIs. And they don't have a web interface, right? But they let you take hits, runs, and RBIs up to like 6, 7, 8, 9, or whatever the case may be. That's interesting. That's really interesting. That's not just total bases. That's hits, runs, and RBIs. So you get a game like get somebody out of like Coors or something like that, a Coors Field, that's gonna go berserk and just get like 6, 7 hits, runs, and RBIs. You can take it. Then they let you go up to 100x, and they let you bet at least $1. Okay, that's Sleeper. They let you ladder strikeouts to like 8, 9, and 10. They let you do things that books let you do. Sleeper not available in New York, and that is annoying as hell. Yeah. So for the people, and then they have those things like yo, what's up? They have those things like if a player gets injured or whatever, it's like Kyle Tucker yesterday. That was a wrap. He got like PrizePicks. That was a reboot. Bam, it was over with. He got hurt or some shit, whatever the case may be. But long story, I wanted to bring that to y'all attention, though. You know what I'm saying? Because it's a lot of ways. It's a lot of ways to make money out here. And it's a lot of yes, Frenchie. I mean, yes, he did. He got down, right? He got down. So it's a lot of ways to make money out here, and then that's just what I want to bring to y'all, man. A lot of those home run parlays, you have to take total basis, man. A lot of times, 3, 4, and 5, and then you can live bet them when they hot. You can live bet them to take them up 6, 7, and also hits, runs, and RBIs as well. What's up, Mr. British? Hello. I've been fine, bro. I've been fine. Let's get into it, right? enough talking. Let's get into it, right? No, I don't have a Discord, man. No, I don't. Um, um, I have a Facebook page, right? So I'll show you my Facebook page. You can come holler at me there. You can holler at me here. You can holler at me there. I do most of my posting right there on my Facebook page. You can follow me. It's similar. It's the same thing as what I am right here. Um, um, this is it right here. Let's see. And once I right here, you can follow me there, and that's probably what I'll be doing most of my primary posting at. I want to, or I was doing it here on in the community section, or I really need to get my membership going, my members up in my membership. So like if you wanna support my channel, just help keep the lights on, support what I do. It's $2.99 a month, and the more members I get over there, the more I'll be able to, do something specifically for the members, like right there on YouTube. So if you want to join the channel, it's a join button down there. That's another way that because I need to do something specifically for the members because they do support me. You know what I'm saying? I was thinking about something like after the 4th of July. After the 4th of July, just come at least like maybe shorten the videos up, shorten the live up, put most of my bats and a lot of my stuff right over there. All right. So here we go. Right. For the members that do support me. Right. But here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. First game on the docket here is um let's go to it. Let's go to it. Let's go to it. Flashpoint says, "Do you think Gas now gets AKs?" Yes, I do. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. Um, and I think both of these guys could. I think both. Actually, I mean, it's a possibility where both of these guys can hit their Ks, right? So strikeouts here for these guys sitting at you get 5.5 for Jerry Jones and 7.5 for Glass now. I do think both of these guys can hit their Ks. If I had to take one, it would probably be Glass now. So get Glass now. Yeah, 7.5 Ks. I'm gonna sprinkle something on it. Not much, but I'm gonna sprinkle something on it. And Jared Jones. The thing about Jared Jones, I don't know if I'll get there to his strikeouts. But the value is on Jared Jones from the strikeouts category, right? The value is on him, especially when you want to do some type of laddering or something like that. The value is on him as to where if you want to take him up to 8 or something like that, he does have that upside. These Dodgers bats can be dangerous when they want to. So that's another thing that you got to look for and as well, right? So a fantasy score, something like that, is in play for him. Looking at his numbers here from this year, his fantasy score on Underdog or fantasy score right here on PrizePicks, he hit this number in 9 of his last 11 games. We know that this Dodgers team has been up and down. Strikeouts for him, he's got tremendous K stuff. His 7 Ks are better in 7 of his last 11 games. His line is sitting at 5.5. Hasn't faced this Dodgers team yet, but it is what it is. Lately, it's been spotty. Now, on the flip side for Jerry Jones, you can he could give it up to lefties, right? So that's what I'm looking at here. If I'm looking at a bat or anything here, I'm looking at the lefties here, and I'm looking at the top 2 lefties on the team. I'm looking at Shohei Ohtani and Freddie Freeman. Both of those bats there in play for me today. 1A would probably be Freddie. Would probably be Ohtani, and 1B would probably be Freddie. Right? I like both of them. I ain't gonna say these guys are my top bats. I ain't gonna say that, but I like them both, right? Let's take a look and see what he's been doing here. Let's see. Uh, versus lefties, he's pitching his worst versus lefties, right? So this year, he not pitching extremely bad though. He's pitching really really good with some tremendous strikeout stuff. And these Dodgers, they have tendencies, strikeout tendencies, right? That four seamer, he's got 4 home runs on that four seamer, right? And he's throwing that four seamer 48% of the time towards lefties. That's what really caught my eye right there. So all one of these batters will have to do is catch one of these four seamers, right, and kiss that motherfucker goodbye. It just is what it is. That's just how the world works. Ohtani is overdue for a home run, or a splash game. You know what I'm saying? So he's going to be outside of all the chalky bats that you've been seeing across the injuries today. Because I know you've been seeing a lot of chalky bats. You can add this guy. He might, even if he don't hit a home run, you can add him to the list. Like I said, Jerry Jones, he's giving up 4 home runs on that four seamer towards lefties. Shohei Ohtani, he's got 4 home runs on that four seamer, right? On off righties. 378 batting average, 892 slugging, expected slugging almost 1,000. You get the drift, right? What else is he throwing? The slider. He's throwing the slider. He's doing really good with that slider with a 46.8 whiff slip, whiff percentage in that third, and that put away is up there, right? Shohei Ohtani, that slider. Shohei Ohtani has 4 home runs against that, right? So it could be a dogfight when it comes to that pitch. Of course, he's not been hot, but if you get on him now or whatever the case may be, because and it's easy to bet on somebody before they, it's easy to keep betting on somebody when you catch them, when you first catch their hot streak. You know what I'm saying? It's harder to bet on somebody after they didn't have 3 hot games in a row, and you just want to jump on that bandwagon. That's when it gets that's when it gets shaky. See, me personally, I don't jump on that bandwagon most of the times, and I just use it like, hey, I'm not gonna fuck this up for y'all. So long story short, Ohtani, I like him. Ohtani can strike the fuck out too, but versus that sinker, that four seamer, the whiff percentage and stuff like that is kind of, what I'm saying. He's got a good chance. That's just it. So Freddie Freeman, Ohtani, those are my top 2 bats there. Couldn't talk off the strikeouts for neither one of these pitchers. It is what it is. I like them. I like it, right? If I had to take one, it would be Glasnow. Glasnow could get his ass tore up too. Everything for Glasnow, I like it. Whatever you want to look at, right? His fantasy score, all that, right? Yeah, I think they do. I think they do, Tiff. Next game on the docket here is going to be, and I want to try to. I don't really want to see if I can just go through this shit, right? Because I looked at everything that I looked at. I already crossed it off. I've been through everything today, right? So what happens here, right? The Milwaukee and I want to look at this game next, right? So Milwaukee and Philadelphia. This game. So at first I thought it was Colin Ray, right? And I got to figure out what's going on with the pitching situation. So I don't know who's going to be pitching. Okay, I don't know who's going to be pitching. But I was lined up for Colin Ray, and I had. There was probably going to be my top bat was going to be Harper if Colin Ray pitched. I seen Colin Ray last night, so now I'm like, forget it. I'll just wait. So I don't know who's going to pitch, right? I don't know who's going to pitch, but I did look at a few things here, right? I did look at a few things because I do know that Sanchez is pitching. Okay, I do know Christopher Sanchez is pitching. So, and they got some bats on this team that can hit lefties, right? They can really hit lefties, right? So William Contreras, he can really hit lefties, right? You say you called that Santander lock yesterday. Got me paid, took him 4 bases. That was actually that was Frenchie was on him. Frenchie was on him, right? And I was on everybody else, right? But I know I next to never point out Santander because he's like always in play. A switcher, you know what I'm saying? He's next to most of the time he's in play, right? And that team is dangerous. You know, the back end got the beaten ass last night. I'm like, damn, none of the guys gonna join the party for the first four, first five. The back end just got the tearing ass up from Santander on down. I'm like, damn, man. Gunner didn't hit his runs on RBIs, but he smacked a double late, right? One of those guys, Mountcastle, didn't show up. Other than that, everybody came to the party yesterday, right? So, you know, it is what it is. But like I was saying, Contreras, he really hits lefties. But the sleeper play for me is going to be Gary Sanchez here, right? He's the sleeper guy. He's the sleeper guy. You know what I'm saying? And he always goes unnoticed because he does hit lefties, right? He always goes unnoticed. I think, well, Contreras graded out higher for me, but you can never sleep on this guy, right? And the way I looked at it, it looked like his pitch mix probably looked a little bit better versus Sanchez, right? So I'll compare the two real quick, and I'll let you guys check it out, right? So Sanchez is a good pitcher, though, man. He's pretty good, right? I think he had some walks lately. I think the walks have been bothering him or whatever the case may be. Let's take a look. 1 second here. No, it ain't been the walks. He can give you some Ks here and there. Been up and down the outs. I mean, 7 innings, 5, 7, 5, 6. It's been up and down in that category. This Milwaukee team is it, man. They can hit righties and then turn around, they hit lefties, right? So we gotta see. You gotta see what's going on, really, right? But he's been pitching phenomenal. I mean, he's been pitching phenomenal. So I can't take nothing for him. 2.83 ERA expected, sitting at 3.79. What about the home runs? Have he getting up the long ball? Hasn't given up. He's only given up what, 1 home run this year. He's been looking good, right? So my theory here, I wasn't targeting any bats here, truthfully. But if you had to target a bat, I would look at so it's the Sanchez and Sanchez, both of them. Gary Sanchez, Christopher Sanchez, right? So versus righties here, he's tossing out, let's see. I think he's getting that's where he's pitching his worst versus righties, right? So that sinker, he's got a 4.7. That sinker, he's throwing that 45% of the time, then that changeup, and then that slider. Sinker, changeup, slider, right? He's only got 1 home run versus righties, I want to say, this year. He's only got 1 home run, right? He's only given up 1 home run. But people are hitting that sinker. They're hitting it at a 4.08 batting average with a 4.7 expected, right? So Gary Sanchez versus lefties here. Let's take a look here, okay? So Gary Sanchez ain't seen that sinker that much, right? But he's 3-6 versus it with 2 home runs. Now, he didn't see it that much last year either, but he was hitting 333 on that. He was 4 for 12 on that last year on that sinker. And then the year before that, he's seen it just a tad bit more, but his expected numbers was at 305. He did have 2 home runs on it. So over the years, the little time that he has seen that sinker, he's hit it. He's got 2 home runs versus that sinker this year. What else is he throwing? That changeup, right? So he's pretty good with the changeup. He's good with the changeup. He's got a 200 batting average on that as he throws it. Gary Sanchez with the changeup. He's not pretty good with the changeup. What's the next pitch here? Would be the slider, right? So he's got the pitcher. He has a 286 batting average on the slider, and he gave up a home run on that slider, 2 doubles and 7 singles. What is Gary he's doing with this versus that slider? Not hitting it that much, right? So, my primary pitch was that sinker. If he can catch it, he can catch it. He could be a dark horse, but it is what it is. Contreras, though, would probably be the number 1 overall versus lefties, and I couldn't count out Christian Yelich. I was really targeting this game for Bryce Harper and Bryce Harper only. Right here, they say they have Coing. I don't know too much about Coing. I could take a look to see. I don't know too much about Coing. I'd imagine it's probably a bullpen game. So I don't know, right? I don't know. Now I don't know. So I got to take a look at the bullpen and see what's going on here. Probably it's going to be it's probably going to end up being it's going to be Philadelphia nothing for me in this spot. A bullpen game. That's what this is here. It's going to be a bullpen game. Okay. So Milwaukee bullpen. Let's see. Right now, they're working with that 3 ERA right now. So I guess that's playoffs. Let's see. MLB regular season. I'm tripping. Milwaukee bullpen. They might be okay. They might be okay. All right. So, here, Kansas City Royals and Cleveland Guardians here. Right now, Seth Lugo on the mound and Tristan McKenzie on the mound here. Tristan McKenzie, he stepped it up in the strikeout category lately. But I don't know. He's pitching his worst towards righties. Two bats here. I'm going back to the well on Bobby Witt Jr. I like Salvi Perez as well. I like both of those guys. And I couldn't talk you off some Nelson Velasquez here, right? I already looked at those guys. I penciled them in. Those are my guys. You can take them for a hit all the way up to a home run, especially Bobby Witt and Salvi, right? You can take those guys for a hit all the way up to a home run. Those are my guys from this game here, right? This motherfucking Bobby Witt he's just really, really good, bro. He's really, really good, right? I'll compare their pitch mix, things of that nature. I already looked over it. Looked fine to me. You know what I'm saying? Looked fine to me. Definitely looks fine to me, right? I'm looking at like I said, I'm looking at Bobby Witt, especially with that four seam and that fastball. Bobby Witt, I think he's got about, I don't know how many home runs he has on that fastball, but it's a match. You know what I'm saying? Especially when the pitcher's throwing it probably close to or at or around 50% of the time. Gotta love Bobby Witt. He's gonna be a chalky guy. He's always a chalky player in the industry, but you can't deny it for what he's been doing. You know what I'm saying? So Bobby Witt is definitely in play here, right? Hits all the way up to a home run. He's got 3 home runs off of that pitch. Slugging 659, expected slugging at 874. Yeah, 3 home runs, and then like I said, Tristan McKenzie, he's giving up 3 home runs off of that pitch with a 261 batting average. He's throwing that four seamer 50% of the time, so he should have plenty enough time to, chances to hit it. The next pitch he's throwing that slider. Bobby Witt, 342 on it. Bobby Witt, look, the slider 342, sinker 404, the cutter 404, right? Like, let's just be serious, right? I shouldn't even have to point him out. Vinny, I looked at Vinny. I couldn't talk you off of Vinny, but I was looking more at the righties here, where I could get a definitive. I had a definitive pathway. It's about time for Salvador Perez to hit a home run. Not saying he's going to go yard today, but it's about time for him to go yard, right? He's about due. He's about due. He and then he gets hot. He started hitting the home runs. He started hitting them in bunches. You know what I'm saying? So uh Salvi versus that fastball. Um I don't think he has the highest average versus it. If this would load up, I don't think he has the highest average versus that fastball. But let me see. This shit is sometimes it don't load up the way I want it to load up. Sorry. Sorry. Come on, stop jumping around and glitches and shit. Okay. Not glitching, but whatever the fuck it's doing. Um, right. So um he don't have the highest average versus that fastball and things of that nature. But the slugging is up there. Expected slugging is up at 763. Expected batting average is up, right? He can and he will hit that. He will hit it though. I think he's got a couple home runs off that fastball this year already. So he's the next guy that I'm looking at. Okay, after him, and I did say Nelson Velasquez. Nelson Velasquez, he's got power. I normally look at him for a sinker or some shit like that. I didn't take a look at his numbers here. I want to take a look at his numbers. This will be the first time. I didn't look at him this morning. I didn't. Yeah, it was the sinker for me with that fastball. But he hits home runs, right? He's got a home run versus that slider, two versus a fastball, and two versus the sinker, right? Well, if he gets a hold to a sinker, that shit, you can kiss that motherfucker goodbye, right? He smokes them sinkers. I don't know if he throws the sinker. He doesn't throw the sinker. He doesn't, right? So it'll be those two bats for me. And I couldn't talk you off of Ramirez on the other side. As far as the pitching standpoint here, we got an over under 8.5 in the spot. Kansas City Royals near the bottom of the barrel is striking out. So I'm probably not looking at any strikeouts for McKenzie or nothing like that. Even though he could come out there and get hot. He's been middling around that 5 and 6 Ks area the last 4-5 games. And then Lugo, you can look at Lugo for endurance, right? He pitches a lot of outs. Sometimes he throw your ass a lot of Ks. I'm not betting it. We got some the lines right here, 102 and a 120. Like, I don't know who's going to win this game. I'm looking at this game for bats though. Tampa Bay and Miami Marlins here. Over on the 7.5. I like a no runs first inning for this game. Luzardo, he's got these splits that you can target him at home. I don't like to target him on the road. Ryan Pepperway. I haven't targeted this Miami team for strikeouts. I haven't. But, they teetering on some strikeouts right now. They're teetering on some strikeouts. This guy's been pretty good. He's been really, really good, right? So pitching outs and things of that nature, I couldn't talk you off of that for neither one of these guys here. Luzardo, Tampa Bay will strike out versus lefties, right? Luzardo is a lefty, right? Yeah, he is a lefty. So Tampa Bay will strike out versus lefties. But they got a few bats that I didn't mind looking at. anytime you get a lefty on the mound, I'm gonna have to look at Ramirez at least for a hit. Harold Ramirez at least for a hit. But on the season, Tampa Bay Rays 25% K rate, 100 WRC plus versus lefties. Last 30 days, Tampa Bay Rays only 174 plate appearances, right? Not that many plate appearances. They haven't seen lefties in a while, right? So they haven't seen lefties so 174 plate appearances in 30 days is not a lot, right? So it's not a lot that you can take into consideration with these numbers. Now bats here, right? If I had to get to any bats here, at least for a hit, you can look at Harold Ramirez. Um, um, Harold Ramirez. Let me see. Mm, that's a lot. That's a lot. That's a lot, man. Taco Tuesday. That's a lot. That's a lot. ASAP. Lock it on up. Lock it on up. Lock it on up. That's a lot, man. Straight up. Um, Harold Ramirez. I couldn't now. Rosarena's supposed to hit lefties, and then Diaz, right? I think Diaz got some good history versus him. So Yandy Diaz, those guys, right? Am I recommending a bat from here? No. Am I betting on the bat from here? Probably not. If I had to take a bat from the Miami side, oh, shit. Let me see. I got two bats. Hmm. Jesus Sanchez and I forget the other kid name, but I don't think I'm going to take any bats from here, right? So just I ain't even going to take any bats, And I was reaching, but I was just going through each team, just trying to point out, I was picking out the best bats, looking at comparing pitch mixes. You know what I'm saying? Because I go through each team, every team. Salute, my man. Cubs should take these two games against the White Sox. They definitely should, man. They definitely should. Um, New York Mets and Washington Nationals, right? We got an over under 9 in the spot, okay? Peterson on the mound, Williams on the mound, right? So, Peterson, I don't really fuck with Peterson like that, right? So, I'm looking at, so like yesterday, if you had to, like I said yesterday, um, uh, keep an eye out and see if what's their lead off hitter? If he was playing right, and he happened to not be in the lineup, so C.J. Abrams. So Lane Thomas had end up leading off, right? Long story short, he is a lefty here, right? So I've always targeted Lane Thomas versus lefties. At the end of the day, I don't care what lefties it was, right? I always targeted Lane Thomas versus lefties. And then this Washington team has been really, really pesky. Lane Thomas here is going to be. I'm betting Lane Thomas. However you want to look at it, right? So he's going to be one of the top bats. You know what I'm saying? Just a lot of bats. Get used to it because I'm gonna be pointing out bats. Pointing out bats left and right. Versus a lefty, I can just show you some of his numbers here. Um, he's batting 300 versus the 350 versus the four seamer, and that's probably what this kid is throwing, right? And this kid he ain't that good. He's not good, right? So David Peterson, right? So towards righties, he's tossing out that Okay, so he does throw that four seamer. Now he hasn't faced a lot of batters, right? So you can probably I ain't gonna say you can disregard, but he's already been getting hit either way it go, right? So you know, I mean, that four seamer has been getting fucked up, right? He only what 18 right hand batters or whatever plate appearances, and they've been cracking that motherfucker already, right? You can look at some of his numbers from last year versus these pitches, and it's just like carrying over, right? It's carrying over, right? The changeup getting hit this year. He hasn't pitched it that much. On a couple of plate appearances, he already gave up a home run, and he's given up 4 home runs off that changeup last year. He had a 338 batting average on that changeup last year. On that sinker, he had a 361 batting average on that last year. So he's only pitched a little bit. So I just see look at some of those numbers from last year, compare it up. So Lane Thomas, he's only he hasn't played that many games this year because he was hurt. And you can look at some of his numbers from last year. He was batting 300 versus that four seamer, 300 versus that sinker. I like him versus lefties. Okay, he's always been proven to at least hit him. And Lane Thomas is going to be one of my top bats there, right? One of my favorite bats on the day. I didn't look at a lot of these other bats, but I know for sure I'm going to him. Now, Trevor Rivers has been pitching really, really good. He been getting these guys wins and stuff like that. It's going to be Washington none if I ever decide to bet this game. But I can't deny what he's been doing. He's been pitching good, man. Surprised the hell out of me this year, but he's only went over 5 innings only once, right? So that's what's the end all and be all. He only given up 2 home runs this year. The walks been okay. He's been okay in the department, right? Earned runs, he's only given up more than 2 earned runs twice. So he's been pitching pretty good, right? So I think that's good enough recipe for a win, okay? And they probably already big favorites. They ain't big favorites, but they actually the dogs. And the value has been our value has been on Washington all season long. So it's still going to be Washington nothing for me to spot. Watch and see if C.J. Abrams is playing today. Okay. Lock the Cubs, Phillies, Washington, O's. Okay. Shout out to Jose with the parlay. Cubs, Phillies, Washington, O's. I'm definitely going to be looking at that. Okay. So Lane Thomas there for me. Next game here we're going to look at was going to be let's see. Lane Thomas there for me. New York Yankees, Bailey Ober. Okay. So, if y'all know me, a lot of y'all know me, I don't too much target. It's just too hard for me to decipher these Minnesota bats, right? So I'm keeping it chalky. I'm keeping it funky. It's still gonna be Soto and Judge for me here, right? Soto probably gonna be the guy. He's probably gonna be the guy here, right? I forgot which way I had him, but no, this is a refresher right here. So Bailey Ober, 25% K rate. He's shown. He's been pitching pretty good this year, right? He's been pitching okay. He's been pitching pretty good, right? So lately though, 6 earned runs versus Kansas City, 2 versus Texas, 5 versus Cleveland, I guess, right? The walks been meh, the innings, went over 6 innings. Lately, he's only hit 6 innings out of his 5 games. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1 out of his last 5 games. So, been kind of rocky road a little bit, right? Versus righties there. That four-seamer, and then I don't even have to talk about Judge, right? Like, come on now. But neither do I have to talk about Soto either. But Man, he's giving up 4 home runs on that four seamer, man, with an 800 expected slugging and slugging. Like, he's getting that motherfucker getting knocked off the map. That cutter is too. He's got a 333 batting average versus that. Those are his two most thrown pitches, right? Um, and then versus lefties, okay. So, um, versus lefties, he's a little bit. He's throwing that four seamer and that changeup, okay. Um, he's throwing that four seamer and that changeup. So, if I'm not mistaken, I think Soto is knocking that four seamer and that changeup around, right? So let's see. And then I need to take it to look at the walks for him too, because um, so that four seamer, what was it, changeup? Yeah, four seamer and that changeup. So that four seamer, he's got almost about 290 batting average on that changeup as far as being a pitcher, and I mean on that four seamer, and then that changeup is, he's striking motherfuckers out with both of those pitches. And he looks really good with that changeup. He's giving up 2 home runs versus, but he looks really good versus that changeup. Those are like the two primary pitches he's throwing. Then he got a little cutter in there too. 38% to the four seamer, 31 to the changeup, 20 to the cutter. Those are three. Soto's got 6 home runs versus that four seamer. He better watch out, right? That changeup, you got 276 batting average, expecting that 293 with 3 doubles and 5 singles. So he's hitting that. What was it? That cutter? Soto's got 2 home runs on that cutter. Like, I don't think he can pretty much hide from him. He can't hide. The pitch mix, he probably can't hide that pitch mix for him. Either that or he probably going to end up, you can look at him like, so let me see. The walks. Okay, the walks ain't been, but Judge and Soto are walk candidates, okay? He just had 3 walks versus the Rangers. Like, who walks the Rangers, right? 3 walks versus the Tigers. So, I mean, it's a possibility. And then you couple that with the fact that they haven't been beaten. They haven't been beating these Yankees, right? So the Yankees got a stronghold on them. All right. So Soto looks good here. Soto looks good here, right? Soto might take his ass deep. Okay. You can look at total bases. You can look at a straight hit. You can look at hits, runs, and RBIs. You can look at all that. You know what I'm saying? And you can look at all that. Judge, I don't even want to look at Judge numbers, right? Judge is Judge. Take his ass deep, whatever you're gonna do. Heel, right? So this guy's been phenomenal in the strikeout department. Another guy that you can look at for strikeouts, he's been phenomenal. Expected batting average 181, hard hit 29. Just walk is up, so he's been walking people. Right, his walk percentage is up. Hill is the one who's been walking people. So I knew it was one of them because I was doing the research last night. So the walk, right. He's got 2 walks or more in 4 of his last 5 games. The strikeouts have been phenomenal though. 9, 8, 14 his last 3 games. Hasn't faced this team. Keel is a righty versus right-hand pitching. Remember last year, Minnesota used to strike out just like Seattle is striking out right now, man. But as of right now, on the season, Minnesota, on the season, they're 11 is striking out. They've gotten better, though. Last 30 days versus right-hand pitching, they look like 19th at 22%, 98 WRC plus. And then I probably won't go further than the last 14 days. But they've been hitting righties, too, in the last 14 days. Minnesota 10's 21% K rate with a 119 WRC plus. And the last 7 days, they had a 120 WRC plus, maybe 125. So, and like I said, I think the Yankees have owned this team. Right now, you're going to get the New York Yankees at what? Let's see. What will you get these guys at if you like them? You'll get the Yankees at 1.5. You'll get them at plus money. Okay, you get them at plus money for the 1.5. interesting there. Plus 1.5 for Minnesota Twins at a minus 138. Keep in mind, Bailey Ober is a righty, and it's just undeniable what this team has been doing versus right-hand pitching. Last 30 days, the New York Yankees, they are. I'll filter this to WRC Plus real quick. They're number one. 19% K rate, 145 WRC plus in the last 30 days. 145, Jesus Christ. On the season, 130 WRC plus with a 20% K rate. Tiffany says Yankees winning against them. I'm rolling with that. Okay, I already know, right? So and then me, if I'm taking the Yankees, it would have to be it would probably have to be the 1.5, and you're going to get that for plus money. So, if you think it's going to be something, then you can look at the over there. But you got Gil on the mound. He's been pitching really good. Like I say, let me check the walk. What's the walk percentage versus righties? Right. Let me see who's walking. Minnesota top 10 and drawing walks. Quick update. They gave Lugo a taco at 3 Ks against Cleveland. They got 2 tacos out at the same time. Damn. I missed the first one? Oh, fuck. All right. I'll take that. I'll take that one. I'll take this one. It don't even matter. Except for Lugo, I'll take that one. Go out there and get 2 strikeouts if you want. Kick your butt. All right, so yeah, so I mean, when you're looking at the strikeouts here for Gil, his shit is at 7.5. Right. Okay. So Gil's sitting at 7.5. It's doable. I don't know if I'm gonna get there though, man. I don't know if I'm gonna get there. I don't know if I'm gonna get there. I don't know if I'm gonna get there. I don't know if I'm gonna get there, but he very well can hit it, right? He very well can hit it. Just gave you guys the numbers, and at the end of the day, it's still gonna be Minnesota. It's gonna be New York or nothing for me, right? And I can see the people going for Minnesota trying to catch that value, and I feel you on that too. You know what I'm saying? I'm not betting the game. I don't bet a lot of games. I might throw a parlay in there. I might do a 5-leg money line parlay and see if they hit for about $5 or $10. But that's it, man. I'm betting bats, man. I'm betting bats. Okay. Now, okay, so Trevor Richards is pitching. I didn't know who was pitching all night. If Corbin Burns, he's got an out prop or something like that, as a parlay piece, I'll take it. 17.5, I'll take it, right? I don't know. Because this team has been hitting. They have been hitting. They just ain't been striking out. And it shows, it reflects, right? Because his strikeout prop is sitting at 5.5, right? 5.5. Corbin Burns really comes out at about 6.5. But 5.5, they showing some respect to that Toronto team who's not been striking out much. That's one reason I stayed away from Grayson Rodriguez. I don't think he got there. But so it is what it is, right? Maybe the outs at a parlay piece. Maybe I'll probably look at that. Who knows? I can also come over here to something like a ESPN bet here and probably get a. I could probably get. Let's see, if it's at 5.5, I could probably get a what? A 4.5 Ks for Burns. I probably won't even do that, tell you the truth. When I'm staying off strikeouts, I need to just stay the fuck off of them. Don't alter them or nothing. But maybe a 4.5 strikeouts and you can get a minus 116 there, or just maybe just take them overall. Now, I haven't taken a look at Trevor Richards. I don't know what this is here, right? What is it, Trevor Richards, right, or whatever the case may be. But I don't know how he's been doing this year. I haven't been checking him out, man. I haven't been checking him out. So they probably, I don't know what the bullpen looks like either, So I don't look into a lot of bullpens, but let's see. I'd imagine their bullpen is decent. 3.6 ERA. So I guess they up there with some of the good ones. So it is what it is, right? But they run out of bullpen game. I'd imagine, and it's hard to decipher. Guys like Gunnar Henderson is always going to be in play here, right? We know that, right? And it's hard to decipher, like, without one pitcher that that's going to go 5 innings or something like that. It's hard for me to decipher which bats I'm going to like. But, it's going to be Baltimore or nothing as far as the side for me in this one here. I look for Baltimore to go ahead and get these guys. And like I said, I couldn't talk you off. Whatever you want to do with Burns, get to him. I'll probably just, there's more spots. I don't feel the need to get there. You still got guys like Gill. You got guys like Glass now. Other pitchers that we can look towards, right? That I can look towards. You guys got something on that on the end? Just let me know. Atlanta Braves and Boston Red Sox. I'll tell you this. All I'm telling you is this, right? I got one bat on my radar here, and that's gonna be you should get value for it too, right? That should be Rafael Devers, right? So this kid, Max Fried, he's been pitching good, whatever case may be. I get that, all that, right? 7 innings or better in 4 of his last 5 games. That's crazy good, right? That's crazy good. Strikeouts have been, up and down, hard to trust him. I don't know what his strikeout line is. Versus right-hand pitching, he's looked pretty good. Versus right-hand pitching, he's looked pretty good. He's looked pretty good versus righties. But this team, they're gonna be rolling out a team full of lefties here. So the four-seamer, he's got a 181 batting average on that. Versus righties, he's got a 176 batting average on that curveball, 0.9 batting average on that changeup. He's looking good versus right-hand batters. Right-hand batters can't see him, right? But man, versus lefties, that's the ones he's been having a little bit of problems with. Okay, just a little bit. You know what I'm saying? He doesn't have a lot of home runs, but he's got 368 batting average on that sinker, right? He hasn't faced as many lefties as I thought he had, but the ones that he's faced have been hitting his ass, right? So the 666, the batting average on the four-seamer, 667. I mean, 6 hits on 9 at bats. 7 hits on that sinker and 19 at bats, and just not too big of a sample size over here at the rest of these. But all these has been getting hit. Seems like every time you see a lefty, he's getting hit. And this team here, they roll out a lot of lefties, man. They roll out a lot of lefties here. They roll out a lot of lefties, right? So projected lineups, none of these lineups are confirmed. None of them are confirmed, but you get a Duran, Abreu, Devers right out the back. You got to see 3 of them motherfuckers. Then you get a little relief on Wong. Then wham, another 2, right? Like 5 of these first 6 bats come out going to be lefties. This is a projected lineup, but these three guys should be in the lineup. Durant, Abreu, and Devers. The one I would take, if I'm taking any bats here, it would probably be Devers, right? Coming in, batting third. He probably going to be shook from the first two, and then, Devers come in and put the finishing touches on his ass. But I think I think he's been batting, cleanup, right? So just diving a little bit deeper into the pitch mix and stuff like that, and what he's been doing versus lefties, you'll probably end up getting value if you take total bases for Devers or maybe home run for Devers. His numbers might be higher than usual, or whatever the case may be. We do know this team do hit righties better than they do hit lefties, but if you got a pitcher that's giving it up to lefties, that's a whole different ball game, right? So, like I said, he does get a boost versus lefties, even though his numbers don't look that good versus lefties. He does get a boost, and I'll be looking at him. I'll be looking at him. Not a bat that I'm recommending. I'll be looking at him. As far as the Atlanta side of things, uh, I couldn't talk you off any bats. I ain't looking at it. And the strikeouts are in play for somebody like Cutter Crawford as well. This Atlanta team can strike out, right? Versus left-hand pitching, Boston, they were striking out a ton, right? 28% K rate on the season. So, he can very well come in there and strike their ass out. He has they have all through let me see, Boston. So last 30, well, I'm looking at this. Let me find it. Number 2, right? Last 30 days, they're number 2 in striking out versus left-hand pitching, right? And last 14 days, you know what I'm saying? Last 14 days, they number 6 in striking out. Only 99 plate appearances with a 63 WRC plus. Like, if those lefties can get hot against him, that's one thing. But I still give the pitcher lean towards Atlanta. Like I said, Fried, he's won 7 innings or better in 4 of his last 5 games. He's hot right now, man. So and then so despite these they strike out. They strike out versus lefties. And I just showed you that. He could be a strikeout guy that can be going under the radar. Like nobody's probably on the strikeouts. It is at 6.5, favored to the over. So nobody's pretty much talking about him, but he is a definite strikeout candidate. But for value, you can look at Cutter Crawford, right? We know this Atlanta team, they've been striking out. You're already going to get value on a 5.5 for Cutter Crawford. You're already going to get value at 5.5 versus right-hand pitching. Atlanta, 23% K rate, 103 WRC plus. Last 30 days, Atlanta versus right-hand pitching, right around the same spot, right? They shown the ability to go out there and get struck out versus some weird ass pitchers, man. So I couldn't talk you off the strikeout prop for him if you just want to take a stab at it, right? They're around 23% all the way through. That's strikeout territory. Okay, so Cutter Crawford could be in line to hit his strikeouts. And like I said, you'll get a 5.5 strikeouts for Cutter Crawford at plus 110. I'm not recommending it. I'm just letting you know they will strike out. So Cutter Crawford strikeouts are in play, believe it or not. Cutter Crawford. When's the last time he hit this number? Let's see. So he was on a streak of hitting that 6 Ks. He had hit it his first. Let me see. So he had hit it his first 7 of 9 games. Then St. Louis, Milwaukee, Baltimore. Of course, you don't get your K's against them, right? Okay, that sums it up. I mean, that's cool. How many pitches he's been throwing? 96, 99, 101. I'm fine with that. Okay, yeah. So it's instances where he can hit his K's. What about his outs? Sitting at 16 and a half. He's 9 and 12 to this number. Hey, I mean, it is what it is. What's the total in this one? Over under 8? Hmm. Interesting. Interesting. Probably could be a recipe for over or something like. I mean, under or whatever the case may be. So that's interesting. How many runs have you been giving up lately? Baltimore tagged him. Milwaukee tagged him. Tampa Bay got him for 4. 3 is meh. Right. The Cubs, I guess. Right. Braves don't know how they gonna look. Don't know what Braves we gonna get today. So I can see I can see him, probably getting around to his case. Never know. Don't have much for this game here. I ain't gonna lie. Jack Flaherty, he's been off the chain, right? He's been off the chain. Couldn't talk you off anything for Jack Flaherty here. You could look at his outs. He's been really good, right? I'm not targeting any bats here. Jack Flaherty, I have to figure out. We got a lot of good pitching matchups here. Jack Flaherty, he's been on one, man. He's been on one, right? I couldn't talk you off. Couldn't talk you off anything for Jack Flaherty here, right? Whatever you want to get to it. He hit his outs prop in what? Every game this year except for one, right? So, I'm going back to my guy, Verling, even though he took the day off yesterday. Yeah, he did take the day off yesterday. Glad he didn't pinch hit or nothing like that, but he took the day off yesterday. But yeah, look at that. I mean, whatever is whatever, right? Strikeouts for him. Been looking pretty good here. Sitting at 6.5, 8 of 11 to this number. That's including 5 of his last 6. Looked pretty good, man. Looked pretty good. Has he? I don't think he's faced this team. What are they doing versus right hand pitching? Last 30 days. Texas. 20% K rate. Last 14 days. What they've been doing versus righties. Texas. They've been looking good versus righties. They ain't been striking out much. WRC plus ain't too scary though. That makes me lean towards his outs. Scooble didn't hit his strikeouts yesterday, but he got his outs. So maybe we can get the outs prop for him. I couldn't talk you off his outs, right? So maybe I'll put that as a parlay piece. Jack Flaherty outs at the minus 155. You could get Burns and Flaherty outs at a plus 144. I like those as parlay pieces. I like Shata and Manana, whatever. My guy, that's a parlay piece. That's a 3-leg parlay right there. Outs, whatever the case may be, right there. So that's all I'm looking at right there, right? From that game. We do know Corey Seager is good at baseball. We do know Corey Seager would, he's good, right? So the White Sox, Cubs, Crosstown Classic, my Chicago Cubs. It's the Cubs or nothing. I think the White Sox and then lost. I don't know how many they lost in a row. 9, 10 in a row. Verling or Green. Oh no. Right, I'm sorry. Green was one of my favorite bats. Right, Green was one of my favorite bats. I ain't gonna lie. I'm sorry. And then Tiffany and Corey, they own Verling for sure. So those two guys, yeah, for sure. You could even run a hit parlay with them two. Corey Seager, and like I said, Corey Seager, he's always in play for me, right? He's always in play. Self-explanatory, you don't need me to tell you that, right? So yeah, I'm sorry. Green. I like green, bro. I like green. I was looking at it last night. I like green. Okay. Pitching lean towards Detroit. If I'm picking a side, it's going to be Detroit or nothing. All right. Chicago Cubs. Now it's a multitude of bats that you can look at here. Swanson, right? I think he's like 7 for 9 versus flexing. So he's got history. I didn't like the pitch mix. I didn't like all that shit for Swanson, but he's got good history, so he might know Swanson. He might fuck Swanson up today. Bellinger, I like the num. I like Bellinger. Seiya Suzuki, he popped at the top. So Seiya Suzuki popped at the top. It's just he wasn't on my radar. He popped at the top of them at the model. I just thought I'd tell you guys that. Hap supposed to be in a good spot. I didn't like it. I didn't like what I seen, but the model liked it. It is what it is. One thing I say about this Sox team is they've been losing, but it's been a hard time getting them to do what you want them to do. Like making them strike out. Like they ain't been striking out the way I want them to strike out. Shit, just little shit. You know what I'm saying? Being pesky, putting up runs and still losing and shit, right? So at the end of the day, Cubs, moneyline parlays, run straights. Manana, I'll take his outs for sure as a parlay piece. And like I did like Cody Bellinger, right? Seiya Suzuki popped at the top. Don't be surprised if Seiya Suzuki don't go fucking crazy then, right? So it's just the Cubs for me. St. Louis, Houston, right? I meant to go look and see what happened to Kyle Tucker yesterday. He ended up getting hurt. This Palante kid, I don't know how long he's going to be out there, whatever the case may be. Eric Getty, St. Louis, they've been hitting righties. Shout out to I live bet that Houston game yesterday. They came back and won, so shout out to them. The bats were showing up. They were showing up. Bregman smacked another one. Right. So the usual bats stay in play, man. They in play. I mean, it's nothing else I can say. There's nothing else I can say, right? I just don't target a lot of St. Louis bats. So I didn't even bother go looking at their bats. I ain't even gonna lie. I didn't even bother go looking at their bats, right? This was just a spot that I kind of like skipped over. I ain't even gonna lie. You guys got something for me? Let me know. Cincinnati Reds and Colorado Rockies. Montas and Ty Blotch. Now I told you I had a hit parlay in this game here. And they were just going to fuck berserk. And I told you guys, you know what I'm saying? But you guys should already know. This is Coors Field, right? But the over-under in this one here, I need to see because it's going to be an interesting spot right here. Made good money yesterday, but that Tucker injury killed my big money parlay. Yeah, you could have made so much money just live betting this motherfucking Coors game yesterday. It was lit. Jesus Christ on the Cincinnati side. Man, was it lit, man. Total bases galore, right? It was the lefties' turn yesterday. Now I'm looking at the righties today, right? We got a 10.5 over under in this spot. But I looked at it, right? When I looked at it today, I hit the over. I took the over yesterday. When I looked at it today, yesterday the over screamed at me. I ain't gonna lie, the over not screaming at me today for some reason. I can be wrong, man. It might be Colorado Rockies time, but I'm looking at the righties for Cincinnati Red, the right-hand batters for Cincinnati Reds, right? Candelario, he's a switch. De La Cruz, he's a switch. Stevenson, Steer, Friedel. I'm looking at those guys, right? I'm looking at the righties. McMahon popped on the Colorado side. I'm not a fan. You know what? It's going to be the over or nothing for me, right? I'm going to just leave it like that. If I'm betting this game, I'm taking the over and that's it. I'm not that's it, but I'm taking the over. Now, people who I'm not probably won't be bet. You know, boy, that motherfucker Benson have a hard time with lefties, especially last year. Fraley, another motherfucker who have a hard time with lefties. You know, um, but they got enough righties in there to get the job done. We'll see what's gonna happen, right? We'll see what's gonna happen. This one I need to see who's in the lineup for sure. I need to see the lineup for sure. And then Block, he been pitching okay, you know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, it could be the Colorado Rockies' turn too, right? I know I like Rogers. I mean, not Rogers. I know I like my guy. Damn, I just said his name. Let me see. I know I like McMahon. So, hit parlay here. It would be McMahon. Jameer Candelario can just hit, right? Stevenson. Yep. I'll have those guys in there. Um, yep. I have to see who's in the lineups, right? FanDuel, don't be putting people in there until you find out who's in the lineups, the batters. Them motherfuckers would, man, if they in the lineup, boy, they pinch hit and it's over with. Okay. The Angels and so this kid here, they called him up. I need to go back and look. I need to go look at some of his numbers and see what I want to do with him. This Missouri kid, they called him up, so it is what it is, right? On the flip side, shout out to just like we said yesterday, Tiffany. She got to your bat hit, my bat hit, right? Both our little bats hit, okay. But no, Rengifo and I was on, and both of them got a hit, you know. Rengifo and what's my boy name? He Calhoun, right? So those are the ones I'll be looking at for versus righties, at least for a hit. Rengifo and Calhoun. Now the bats here for me. Don't know if Arraez is going to be in the lineup. Don't know what's happening with him. Tatis, I pointed out Tatis and Machado yesterday, and we knew profile, but Machado went deep. You know what I'm saying? You can heat check Machado if you want to. Tatis is due. Tatis popped at the top of the model. But the two guys that I'm looking at is those guys are self-explanatory, man. Tatis and Machado, they're just good at baseball, right? Now, the two guys that I'm looking at is going to be right back again. Three, really. Ha-Seong Kim. The other guys, right? Ha-Seong Kim, leads for a hit. Profile, you can take him for a hit. He smacked one yesterday. You can take him for a hit. He's in a really good spot versus lefties, right? And then you can't sleep on Solano, right? Solano, he's been on fire, as of late. And you can look at him for a hit. Hit runs and RBIs, anything, whatever you want to look at, right? So, he's just another guy that you can look at. So those are some bats there. I've already matched them up, whatever the case may be, and you know how I mix them up and match them. And those are some guys that I liked, right? Solano's only been back for about a month, right? I want to say. Let's see. He'll be on the back end of that lineup, stretching it out. Jackson Merrill was good at baseball, for sure. This year, Solano, he's been on one, right? I mean, he's got at least a hit in 12 of his last 17, and his runs and RBIs for him. Especially his last 6 games, he's got a hit. He's hit his hits, runs, and RBIs. and 6 of his last 7. You know what I'm saying? 6 of his last 7. So I like him. I checked the pitch mixes and things like that. Everything checked out. So I like it, right? I like it. I like it. Okay, I do. And we already know. I'm not talking about the usual suspects. Um, I'm not talking about the Machados and the you know, not Machado and the Tatis. I'm talking about some of the other guys, right? Profiles. You know, the profile looked really, really good versus lefty. Profile looks really, really good versus lefties, right? So he's got a hit in 6 of his last 7. Hits, runs, and RBIs for him. Meh, but at least for a hit, maybe total bases. What's his total bases been looking like? Up and down, every other game ish lately. But yeah, if you want to just toss me a hit parlays, for sure, I like it. Right, that's what I've been doing. Straight hit parlays, things of that nature. Not been looking for him for power or anything like that. Okay. See, this Seattle Mariners, like, bro, right? All right, so look, Kirby's on the mound and Spencer's on the mound, right? So right off the back here, we know we got Mariners. This is a pitcher's park here, so that's one thing. Spence, I thought I seen his K's open up at 5. He's not a big time K guy, but I'll take a stab. Depending on where strikeouts at, I'll take a stab at it. Okay, because this team just strikes the fuck out, right? We made a ton of money. I'm quite sure you made a ton of money off these strikeouts, right? So 4.5 Ks, I like it, right? Even if you want to tease it down and getting bankroll builders or something like that, PrizePicks, where they got his Ks at? And then at the end of the day, Chris Flexen's at 4, Blocks at 3. They don't have him out because they know he's gonna hit his shit. Would they have him out for a demon? Spence 6.5 at a demon. Okay. Rarely hit me. He popped in that motto. He's at the top. He is. He's at the top. But Minnesota and Seattle bats. I don't fuck with them like that. Straight up. Now, at the end of the day, both of these pitchers are in good strikeout spots. Okay. On the road, Kirby shit drops, right? Kirby shit drops. What you can look for Kirby though. If I take his outs at 18.5, it's a bit of straight play, right? But you can look for his walks, right? Walks allowed, and it's gonna be at a half. All right, I ain't even look at it. A team with some offense would be 1.5. If it was 1.5, I would take it, right? But it's a half. I'm not going with the half, man. But Kirby's been a beast in that category, bro. Like for a long time, man. I've been taking his walk props and taking the under 1.5, especially last year. Oh my God, that was an easy play. That was an easy parlay piece, right? He just wasn't walking people, but the 1.5. So he still hasn't given up 2 walks this year yet. Still, last year he only gave up 2 walks 1, 2, 3, 4 times. So you can imagine how that 1.5 was popping all year long, taking the under. Man, was that a cash cow? Not a cash cow because it was a parlay piece, but still, Man, it was coming out at like minus 160, minus 170, minus 180. Put anything with that and knock the juice down. That was money all year long. Now they own it, man. They putting his ass at one walk. If you do or not, don't. So I'm like, fuck it, man. I ain't fucking with that. His outs though, this year, sitting at 18 and a half. He's only hit this number 3 times, right? It's one on the road. Um, this Oakland team could have cooled off right now. I don't know. But I'll tell you this, right? I'm looking at one bat. I'm looking at one bat on the Oakland side, and it's gonna be I'm gonna take a stab at JJ Bleday, right? At least for a hit. I might, George Kirby, he's pitching his worst on the road. So, I'll take a stab at him for a hit. Now who popped? What's the name popped here? What's the kid's name again? No, you said Rayleigh hit a home run. What's the name popped for me? I think it was Riley or was it Rayleigh? Riley or Rayleigh? I have to go back and look, man. So let me go look for you guys so I don't tell you guys no bullshit here. I'm not betting it. I'm not betting it. I'm not taking it. I didn't even add him to my player pool. So I'm gonna tell you exactly who it was. Yep, that's who it was. It was Luke Rayleigh. It was Luke Rayleigh. Say he hit a bomb yesterday? Okay. It was Luke Rayleigh. Okay. I ain't betting him though. I'm not. Um, but yeah, I need some time to think about that Kirby, that 18 and a half outs. I don't know what his strikeout prop is, probably 6.5, 5.5. He could get there. His strikeout numbers dip on the road though. I'll check that. They dip on the road. He still could get there though. Spence, if you just want to take a stab at the 5.5 at plus money, the 6.5 at plus 320, the 8 at plus 630. As bad as this team been striking out, that's probably the way I'm looking at, man. He'd probably be the only ladder guy I'll be looking at today because it's value there. You know, let me see when's the last time he had any type of strikeout ladder. Let's see. The most strikeouts he's had this season. Let's see. Mm. That motherfucker ain't been over 4 Ks. All right, it's over with. It's over with. It's over with. It's over with. He ain't been over 4 Ks. Mm. He ain't been over 4 Ks. I'm gonna still bet it though. I'm gonna still bet it though. Yep, I'm gonna take him. I'm gonna take him up. I'm gonna take him up to about 6. See if he can get 6 Ks, man. You gambling. Okay, and that sums it up. Oh, it was one more game. It was one more game. It was one more game here, and I don't know who I want to win this game or whatever the case may be. Um, Blake Watson, I don't know too much, but it was a bat. It's Ketel Marte, right? Ketel Marte, that's the guy. That's the guy for me. Ketel Marte, take him for a hit all the way up to a home run, right? Ketel Marte, that's the bat. That's the bat. That's the bat for me, right? So going through some more of these bats again. Let's see. My Dinger Tuesday pick. I don't know. I was on Harper now. I have to figure it out now. I was on Harper. It's probably gonna be it. No, I'm about to say Otani, man, but hmm. So Freddie Freeman, Otani, Bobby Witt Jr., Salvi. I like Ramirez too, but Miami Mars, I'm gonna skip over this one. I gotta reevaluate what I wanted to see here, but Bryce Harper is in play because he's good, right? I just thought Colin Ray was pitching. Don't sleep on Gary Sanchez and William Contreras. Um, Judge, of course, right? Judge Soto. I mean, Gunner is definitely, you know, Devers and Zuna. You could look at Ozuna. You could look at Olson and Ozuna. I'm gonna take Devers down though, but um, since he popped, I'm gonna put him up there, right? Seiya Suzuki. Let's go Verling and Green. He's just I can't deny him, right? Jordan Alvarez. Um, and Bregman has been on fire. Altuve, I could put a multitude of bats up there. Um, I couldn't nail down my favorite bat for Cincinnati. Ryan McMahon, I like him. Um, Profar, Tatis. It's a bunch. I'm just taking one. Blade, I like Blade here. And since he popped, we'll put him in there. Rayleigh, he's not listed for some reason. Ketel Marte. Hmm. So I might as well put the other couple bats in here, right? So I'm gonna put Harper right there. Olson and Ozuna. All right, I'm gonna leave it at that. Right. And then I'm gonna take that Seth Lugo. I think we can go to that glass now. And it's a lot. It's a lot you can go to, man. Burns, Gill, Freed. Damn. Mariana, whatever. Eddie, Kirby, Harrison. Hmm. Zardo 28 fantasy score does look good. He's hit that 4 out of his last 5. 20.5 fantasy score does look good. Spence 24.5 fantasy score. I might play that. Pitching outs. Poi, Lazardo. I got love for it. Luis Hill. Cutter Crawford. Mitch Spence. Kirby. Type lots. I don't know, man. The hits runs and RBIs. Let's see. Senzel. I got love for Senzel too. You get Riley Green and Verling for 1.5s. You get their 1.5s. Ellie De La Cruz, Candelario. That's because they in cores. They're 1.5. They're 2.5s. I'm not taking Benson today. Solano, Cronenworth, Profar. Might run something like that. Profar. Something easy. I'll do a demon later. Something where I feel like could be easy. Um, let's go Riley Green. Let me hit it. I look at batter fantasy score. Bryce Harper, Freddie Freeman, Shohei Ohtani, um, Juan Soto. Juan Soto fantasy score. Walks and shit. Yeah. Lee Rushman, Matt Olson at 7, Gunnar Henderson at 7.5. Yeah. Um, Cody Bellinger's at 8. Ellie De La Cruz still in bases and shit. 9 is not out of the possibility for him. Just hit it last game in course. Like, yes. Right. Jordan Alvarez, he's been on fire. I guess. Oops. At least for a hit, I want to say. Ryan McMahon, I liked him in cores. I might end up getting to that. Tell Marte, I like that. Give me Tell Marte. I'll probably play this, right? Cattell Marte, 7.5, hit his fantasy score. Soto, hit a fantasy score. Roddy Green, 1.5, hits runs and RBIs. Profile, 1.5. Glass now, 7.5, pitcher strikeouts. And Seth Lugo, the taco. All right. So that'll sum it up, man. That'll be summing it up. That'll be summing it up here. Okay. That being said, guys, peace out, man. Peace.